Once more, another edition of Sauntering Snippets, and this time it's a constitutional clash between Congress and the court. I'm talking about the U.S. Supreme Court versus the U.S. Senate. In this case, the subject, as always seems to be, ever since Joe Biden decided to chair the Judicial Committee way back when, concerning the elevation of Clarence Thomas to the bench, and how such a contentious fight that happened to be. The Democrats have never left him alone. And now the present kerfuffle is about him taking, vacations with a friend of his who happens to be very rich. Well, as always, the Democrats are always looking to kick conservatives in the teeth and other places as well. And once again, they're trying to oust and out Clarence Thomas from the bench. But this time they're being rather stupid. Well, of course, the two senators doing this are rather stupid. And I keep wondering, and my operative question seems to always be, why isn't it the case where, especially politicians or elected representatives, being understanding of what is in our constitutions? I just don't get it. This is basic civics. We have three co-equal branches of our government at the federal level: executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch. None of them can tell the others what to do. When you look at Article 8 in the U.S. Constitution, the judicial branch is set up to do all kinds of things as far as legal matters are concerned. But Congress does have the right to set up inferior courts. In other words, lesser courts like appellate courts, circuit courts, and the like, in as many places as they deem necessary. They can't touch the Supreme Court. All they can do is vet nominations by the president to sit on the bench. Well, Murkowski, and I want to say Schumer, but I think it's a Democrat. Murkowski's got an R next to her name, but she might as well be a Democrat. They want to do a code of ethics because they don't like the idea that Clarence Thomas's friend takes him on expensive vacations. The couples have known each other for decades and bought his childhood house to make a museum out of it. Well, here we go back again to Trump and his billions and all of his holdings, and the Democrats making the noise that he's going to make money just because he's now president, and people will wish to curry favor by using those private property establishments, hotels, golf courses, and the like. So what are they going to do? They're going to do like all totalitarians want to do, except they call it a code of ethics. And they want to put a code of ethics, the bill has already been entered, on the Supreme Court justices. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. This is extremely amusing, because even if they were to get it to pass through the House, which is Republican controlled, they have a semi-lapsed Democrat, semi-lapsed being he's only half there, Democrat he certainly is, at least what he's told to do, would sign it, but the Republicans will probably block it. But they're making PR hammering. But really, they have no constitutional right to be able to put a code of ethics that would, by devious means, make the Supreme Court inferior to the Senate and to the Congress. I don't think it's going to fly, and it will be rejected out of hand, because even if it were to pass our bicameral legislature and get signed by the president, as soon as Congress decides to make them do something, I wonder how the judges would bring themselves to bring suit against the Congress, but they would certainly rule it out of order basically said, okay, you hang your First Amendment up by the door once you get elected. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It was really a way to silence people that they didn't like. And I'm quite sure that the code of ethics that they wanted to put on, that the Stoop-Nagels in the Senate want to put on the Supreme Court is exactly the same thing, to make it far easier to get them ousted or censored or what have you, to put them under their thumb. I'm glad to see that they're actually trying, because it shows the makeup of these people, that they really don't care about the Constitution that they swore an oath to. They have no consideration of what they're doing and what they're showing to everybody else. They once again show that their only issue is the gaining of power and holding on to it and holding it over other people, regardless of what's going on. I just think back. There's no difference between the code of ethics that was supposed to be put upon me, and I told them I'm not going to sign it. They can't make me sign it. So up yours. And I think the Supreme Court, in their decision to be able to say, no, we're not going to participate in your games, ought to be those same two words. Up yours. We need to be saying that much more often to bureaucrats and elected officials who get too big for their britches, who don't understand that the constitutions and laws apply to them as well. I'm Skip, and this is Skip Sauntering Snippets, and I thank you for watching.
Croc TV.